Well, the old guy is back in the old grind. I gotta tell you, all of you folks out there, and you know who you are, were pretty amazing to pick up on my ramblings the last couple of days at VidCon 2017. And what an amazing time it was. I think a couple of the things that have caught me most by surprise was, first of all, that anybody would actually have turned on those little videos. This is a little different for me. I'm trying to, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but it's safe because it's no worse than talking to my best friend, which you are. You're my best friend now. And my daughter, as you remember, my daughter Adler, is freaking out because I've got over 3,000 views on Old Guy. So I wanted to wrap up a little bit. My new good friend Ellie made a suggestion that I try and do a little wrap up as to the week and what went on. I gave you all a little bit of excitement about information about our trip to Disney and what a good time that was. I'm still talking like this sometimes. Who's my pal? Who's my pal? Oh gosh, Mickey, yo, Maxie, let's go over there. Sorry, I don't know. It's my first day back at work. Nothing worse than coming back to work after a couple of days of vacation, let alone 10 days, which was about the amount of days that I actually was off work. So my brain is still on hold, and a little bit of me is fried. So, but I wanted to tell you that I got over 3,000, actually over 3,400 views over the last couple of days at VidCon. What is wrong with you people? You know what? In the immortal words of William Shatner on Saturday Night Live, get a life. But I'm glad that you were living vicariously through my adventures, the adventures of LP and Team Peterson. We didn't get arrested, which was another amazing process or thing in the works that I was hoping I wouldn't have to call anybody to bail me out. I could just see me calling my 90-year-old aunt up in Claremont and telling her that she had to come down into Anaheim and bail me out for indecent vlogging. And you know, there's a lot of indecent vlogging going on out there, but I would never do that. I would never vlog indecently. I might drink or eat cereal, a little more risque than I should, but as a rule. And if you've ever seen me shell a shrimp, peel and eat shrimp, there's a certain erotic sense that I bring to that task too. But I won't go into that right now. Thank God there's no living video of that. But we made it home safe and sound. We didn't have any major process. But this is interesting. Now, where we live in Missouri, okay, I can pull into a gas station, throw my credit card into a gas machine, fill up my tank, zip it out, and off we go. Now, in California, in Anaheim, I pulled up, I don't like to use my debit card for that because we get miles on the other card. So, but I put my credit card in, and it said, no, you can't use that. You got to use a debit card. And if you want to use a debit card, you still have to go inside to the store. Well, if I wanted to go in the store, I would have gone in the store. Plus, I was only trying to fill up a rental car for X number of gallons, and I don't know how big the tank is, so I didn't know how many gallons I needed. So I go in and I say, I want to fill up the car. Well, how much? And she's like, well, how much is that going to be? I said, well, I don't know because it's a rental. Well, how many gallons do you guess? I said, I don't know. It's I don't know how many miles or how many gallons the tank holds. So, and I don't know how many we've used. I know that we only went through a little over a quarter of a tank. So I said, well, can I put it on my credit card and just fill it up? She said, no, you've got to pay for it in advance. So I took a guess. I said, okay, give me $5 worth of gas. And then I forgot that gas in California was like $3 a gallon, which is a little more. It's actually a little more than it is here. So I got like 2 gallons, a gallon and a half, which my wife was sitting in there. She said, needle didn't move. And I said, great. So I put my debit card in, and it eventually ended up costing me almost $25 to put in a little over a quarter of a tank of gas in this Kia SUV. I couldn't believe it. So we hit the gas, we head towards the airport. Luckily, I'm not one of these guys who likes to run through the airport. I'm not. If those of you who are old enough to remember, there was a commercial with the infamous O.J. Simpson running through an airport. Do you remember that? Do you guys remember that? And I'm just noticing how bad this glare is on this camera. Oh my God! It's like they are testing nuclear weapons here today, and so I am getting a little flash off of the atomic explosion. So if you see that, don't worry about it. It's just, it's a little plutonium. Little plutonium won't hurt nobody. So, but anyway, so I don't like to get to the airport and have to run to the gate. Okay, so we were heading towards John Wayne Airport, and every time I walked past the statue of John Wayne at the airport, I was like Clark Griswold to Adler. I said, "Look, it's John Wayne." And I must have said that like 50 times to her. And if you'll notice, if you've probably caught on that I really like to get on her nerves as much as possible. And so I told her, I said, "Hey, look, there's John Wayne." So we're on our way to the airport, and I hear her grumble something to her mother, and she goes, "I forgot my pillow." You know those things that look like you had a bad accident and you're in a neck brace for a spinal injury. Well, she has those for the airplane, and she left hers back at the room. So now I got to turn around and go all the way back to the hotel and find a place to park. And then of course there's somebody parked in front of the gate to get out. And there's this, the gate is one of those you have to use the card to get in and out of. So we couldn't get out. And so my wife, she runs in, she gets a pass key to go to the room, she finds the pillow. I told her she should have gone to 4 or 5 other rooms while she was doing that and just, pillaged the place and picked up as much stuff as she could since she had keys. But she didn't want to do that. She's so lame sometimes. But so we get the pillow, we're heading back, and then we finally get to the airport, and from then on it was pretty smooth sailing, except we were delayed about an hour and a half in Dallas, and then we had to fly to Kansas City. And it's a 3-hour drive home. So about midnight we got home last night. And I've been tired all day, all right? So I'm tired all day. But then my daughter calls me a little while ago. She says, "Dad," I get these texts, right? One right after another. "Dad, Dad, Dad." And finally I call her. I think somebody's breaking in the house, or she, I don't know what, was accepted into the Army, and she's only 14 or so. And I said, what? Is everything okay? She said, "You got like a 3,000 views." She said 10,000 views. I said that's impossible. And she went, no, it's true. So anyway, I looked, and there's like 3,400 views on my channel. Now, I won't be talking, obviously I'm not going to be talking about VidCon anymore, other than in past tense. But I just want anybody who's out there still listening, to know that if you're interested, I got ideas for some things I'd love to share. And one of them was a blog I wrote a couple of years ago when I was between gigs, called "Smiling in Hell: The Chronicles of an Over 50 Job Hunter." Now, most of you folks are probably not in that age group, but your mom and dad might be, and they might have gone through that. Most people these days have been in between jobs. So watch for that. I think what I might do is dust off the old "smiling in hell." And if you've ever been in a situation where, when you go to a family reunion or something, and I love my family, I really do, but there are sometimes you want to be somewhere else. But you're there and you're smiling and you're looking like you're having a great time, but you're in hell. And that's why I call that "smiling in hell." So with that said, I'm going to make sure that I don't have an accident here on my way home, so I get in the home nice and safe. And I got to cut the grass. That I won't show you, and because I do that in Speedos. So with that, I'll let you go, and have a wonderful day, and I'll be back. I will be back, whether you want me to or not.